What if I told you that the biggest obstacle to your success is not what you don't know, but what you think you know? We live in a world where confidence is rewarded. People who speak with certainty seem smarter, stronger, more capable. But according to Adam Grant, that confidence can actually hold you back. Because the real skill that separates successful people from everyone else is not intelligence, it's the ability to think again. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ideas in personal growth, how rethinking your beliefs can completely transform your life. The danger of knowing. Most people believe that being right is the goal. We defend our opinions, we argue to win, we avoid admitting we're wrong. But here's the problem. The moment you think you know everything, you stop learning. Adam Grant explains that we operate in three common modes: the preacher, defending our beliefs, the prosecutor, attacking others' ideas, and the politician, trying to win approval. And almost never do we act like a scientist. A scientist doesn't try to be right. A scientist tries to discover the truth. They test ideas, they update beliefs, they admit when they're wrong. And that's the mindset you need if you want to grow. Think like a scientist. Imagine this shift. Instead of saying, "I'm right," you start saying, "Let's test this." This one change can transform your life. Because when you think like a scientist, you become curious instead of defensive. You seek evidence instead of validation. You change your mind faster and smarter. Grant argues that your beliefs should be treated like hypotheses, not facts. Something to test, not something to protect. The smartest people aren't those who never change their minds. They're the ones who change their minds the fastest when given new evidence. Confident humility. Here's a powerful idea. You can be confident and still be wrong. Grant calls this confident humility. It means believing in your ability to learn while accepting that your current knowledge may be incomplete. Most people fall into one of two traps: arrogance, "I already know this," or self-doubt, "I'm not capable." But the sweet spot is, "I'm capable of learning, but I don't know everything yet." This mindset is what drives growth. In fact, people who experience a bit of self-doubt, like feeling "I might be wrong," often perform better. Why? Because they prepare more, they think deeper, they stay open. Detach your identity from your beliefs. Here's where things get interesting. Why do people refuse to change their minds even when they're clearly wrong? Because their beliefs are tied to their identity. If you believe "my opinions define me," then changing your mind feels like losing a part of yourself. So instead of updating your beliefs, you defend them. Grant suggests a powerful shift. Tie your identity to your values, not your opinions. For example, value learning over being right. Value curiosity over certainty. That way, when new evidence appears, you don't feel threatened. You feel excited. The joy of being wrong. Let's flip the script. What if being wrong was actually a good thing? Think about it. Every time you discover you're wrong, you've just learned something new. That's progress. But most people avoid this feeling. They protect their ego. They double down. They ignore evidence. And that's exactly why they stay stuck. Grant encourages us to celebrate being wrong, not emotionally, but intellectually. Because every "I was wrong" is an upgrade in your thinking. How to change other people's minds. Now here's the twist. If changing your own mind is hard, changing someone else's mind is even harder. Most people try to persuade like this: argue harder, present more facts, prove the other person wrong, but it rarely works. Why? Because people resist being attacked. Instead, Grant suggests a different approach. Be curious. Ask questions like, what led you to that belief? What would change your mind? This method is called motivational interviewing, and it works because people feel respected. They reflect on their own thinking. They start rethinking themselves. The best persuaders don't push harder. They help others discover the truth themselves. Build a life of rethinking. So how do you apply all this? Here are 3 simple habits. 1. Schedule rethink time. Regularly question your goals and beliefs. 2. Build a challenge network. Surround yourself with people who disagree with you. 3. Ask better questions. Instead of, am I right? Ask, what am I missing? Because success today isn't about being right. It's about learning faster than everyone else. At the end of the day, the people who grow the most aren't the ones who know the most. They're the ones who are most willing to say, I might be wrong. Let me rethink this. So the next time you feel certain about something, pause, question it, and maybe, just maybe, think again. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because sometimes the smartest move you can make is changing your mind.